So because of my extended Oscar coverage this week, which I hope you're enjoying by the way, I was unable to prepare my usual introductions for my movie reviews. But I didn't want that to keep me from covering Hot Tub Time Machine 2, which I reviewed yesterday, and The Duff, which obviously I'm reviewing right now. But to be honest, I almost didn't review it, and that's for three reasons. One, I had such a terrible time seeing Hot Tub Time Machine 2. It actually made me a little gun shy. And then two, as you can hear, I'm very, very sick. And three, it's really cold in New York City. It's in fact still cold. They promised it would get warmer. They're liars at the weather service here in the Northeast at least. And it especially was brutally cold last night. So I was like, man, I just don't know if I can do it. But then, two things persuaded me to go. One was the trailer, which was awesome for this movie. And two was that I was getting a number of requests from you guys to review The Duff. So I was like, okay, Grace, you gotta go. And you know what? I'm so glad I did, because The Duff is a really good movie. It's every bit as good as the trailer indicates, but then it's even more than that, because it also happens to be a surprisingly poignant and therefore special movie. And that's because I think that everybody at some point in their life, probably multiple times, feels like they're the Duff. And this film is able to capture that perfectly. And not like an after-school special kind of way, where you're like, well, that's nice, but that advice is totally useless in real life. No, this is very applicable to real-world situations. And in fact, Mae Whitman gives a speech towards the end of the film that is so on point and so helpful that I think everyone should hear it, whether they're in high school or not. And Mae Whitman, she is so good in this movie. It's almost a one-woman show. I think not only with her talent, but also somewhat by design of the film, which we'll discuss in just a moment. But you know how everybody makes such a big deal about the Bridesmaids crew? Well, Mae Whitman is just as good, and she does it solo. But actually not quite solo, because she gets a very strong assist from Robbie Amell. Robbie Amell is so good in this movie, and his role is so strong, and he's so good at it. And I think the story and writing here and their acting is so sophisticated, yes, sophisticated, that I think that while on the surface this might seem purely like a chick flick, and I think women will get something very special out of this indeed, and it's nice to see so many different types of realistic women being depicted in movies these days. I mean, wow, we're not hardly into 2015, and we already have so many great female characters, and we had a lot from 2014. But I think this is a great movie for guys as well, because I think Robbie Amell's character is so multidimensional, multifaceted. He's like a real person. And he does a wonderful job doing the other half of this romantic relationship between the two of them. I mean, come on, that's not a spoiler. We all know they're going to end up together. But as in any movie like this, it's the journey that's really interesting to watch. And what's so special about this journey is that so often in movies like this, they end up together because, you feel the script says they do. But I think that Mae Whitman and Robbie Amell are able to forge such a strong connection, and to show that connection grow out of a friendship, a very light friendship at best, that I think it actually is one of the few films I've ever seen that depicts what it's like to actually fall in love, to fall in love with someone because you made a personal connection with them. And that's really, as I said, it's really sophisticated. So kudos there. And again, it's not just their performances, but it's also the writing, and I also suspect the source material. I didn't read the book that this movie is based on, but how's that for another outside female voice coming into Hollywood to help them depict universal, yet up until now ignored truths? I just think it's really exciting. So I love that part of the movie. Now, Bella Thorne, I really liked Bella Thorne in Blended. I'm not familiar with her television work, but she was very good in Blended. That's the Adam Sandler movie with Drew Barrymore. She was very game, and I think she's probably a good comedian, but this just wasn't a good role for her. I think she played the mean girl a little too straight, too seriously, and I think if you compare it to Rachel McAdams in Mean Girls, Rachel McAdams had a lot more fun with the role, whereas again Bella Thorne is just too serious, too realistic. She almost doesn't fit with the movie. And I also think, I have to say, maybe another thing that's a problem for her role is that she's not really needed. I mean, I know she introduces some plot points, but I think at the end of the day, and this is another strong message that the movie gives, a little more subtly, so I hope people pick up on it, and that's that Mae Whitman's character really is her own worst enemy. And the only one I think that can truly duff you or her or anyone or me is ourselves. we are the only ones who can put ourselves in that category. And it's really a self-confidence issue and a self-acceptance issue. And I really, again, liked that part of the movie so much. I would actually say that this movie is as good as Easy A, of course, which was a breakout film for Emma Stone. And if this movie doesn't do for Mae Whitman and Robbie Amell's careers what Easy A did for Emma Stone's, then Hollywood is just a mean girl. All right, that's my review of the Duff. Go see it. No matter how you might feel or what it might be like outside or what you have to do, this movie is worth your time. All right, thank you so much. I am excited to discuss the movie with you down below. Thank you so much for all of you who asked me to go. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me when you see a movie, be it a trailer or you're going to go, and you think of me. That means a lot, and you should know that I'm thinking of you as you can tell from this story. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye.